Hey folks, it's Ardwulf. Welcome. We have a dispatches video here. This is part of the Christmas loot. So, you know what? Let me get to this in just a minute and show you the other part of the Christmas loot that actually did arrive on Christmas Day. That was this game, Balance of Powers from Compass Games. This looks super promising and super interesting. A lot of folks have issues with the graphic design, and actually I have some issues with the graphic design. I don't think it's an ugly game, and I'm not going to break it apart because it is all punched and ready to go already. So it's a couple days after Christmas. So this was actually received on Christmas Day, whereas this was received via the kind folks at Amazon. My family has finally bought into the idea of shopping through Amazon for Christmas, so that's a great thing. So let's open this up and see what we got. Obviously, it is not a mystery to me. Whatever we got here, we will be unboxing as well. So we have Enemy Coast Ahead, the Dam Buster Raids, Operation Chastise, 1943. Let's get rid of that. So let's, I've been looking forward to this. This is a solitaire game on the Dam Buster Raids. Very intriguing subject. There is another game in this series coming. This is a Mark Postlethwaite. By Mark Postlethwaite. That's the cover art, I guess. Jeremy White is the designer. And it's a real interesting looking game, so let's open it up and see what we get. From looking at the components online, it actually is a little bit larger game in terms of component quantity than I thought it was. I'm thinking, hey, you know, this will be like a counter sheet or two, and it's not. It's big. So we have the obligatory GMT customer service tag here. Cha, thank you very much. We have what looks like page 3 of the rulebook has the New Zealand and Australian flags switched. I am not 100% sure I would have noticed that. We have a rulebook, which is a semi-glossy type deal, quite thick, 48 pages. The rules here are very procedural. I've given this rulebook a brief look. The rules here are very procedural and very modular. So I don't believe, even though it's 48 pages here, you don't need to know all 48 pages to get started, and I think it's probably going to be a very digestible set of rules mechanically. So let's set that aside. We got some player aid cards, some really quite large player aid cards actually. See, 3-panel mission planning blotter, boy, I can't talk. Mission planning blotter and flowchart, plus for the different scenarios. Scenario 10. So the interesting thing is, this is about the dam raids in 1943, and the initial scenarios actually start you with the raids, and then you gradually build into the planning of the raids until the whole campaign, which is all the missions and the requisition of the planes and the training of the crews and all that stuff. So this looks like it's part of the campaign game. A lot of player aid cards here. Not sure I saw this coming. Of course, like I said, it is a procedural game. In terms of, I mean, it looks structurally of a kind with, say, B-17 Queen of the Skies. Also not terribly surprising. I don't know what in the way, I believe there are some decisions to be made in this. But we got a crap load of player aid cards. So we have these wave holding boxes for the first, second, and third waves, and another one for the fourth, fifth, and sixth waves. These are blank on the back. We got some of what, there's like 3.5 counter sheets to this. Wow, that's an inefficient box strategy. So anyway, nevertheless, even though the dice were kind of piled underneath, everything looks to be in perfect shape. So thanks to Amazon on that, and GMT. We have 1-inch counters for the planes and for the what looks like the ground crews. And these first, second, third wave markers. I plan to store all this in a single GMT counter tray, but we'll see how that works out. We have a bunch of markers that are, looks like 5/8 inch markers. Nice to see the slightly larger counters. These are on the standard GMT white core stuff, which is a bit on the thin side. We have another half sheet of 5/8 inch counters. I don't know what any of these are. It looks like they are chits that you drop in a pool. That would make sense. We have 4 relatively handsome red and black dice. We have a packet of GMT baggies. I've been actually using a lot of these lately, so I'm going to stick them where they will get used later. Maybe not for this game. We have a scenario book. There are 10 scenarios, plus the hypothetical follow-up rate. Wow, this is thick too. This is on fairly sturdy-looking semi-gloss paper, just like the rule book. And again, we got it is full, what looks like full color, although I don't know if the rules are really taking advantage of that, except on a couple of pages. So there's a lot of scenarios here. There's a lot of gameplay in this box. Assuming, I mean, we'll see how repetitive it turns out to be. And then you got a map, which is a somewhat unconventional map. So even though I don't really have enough space to do this, I'm going to unfold it a little bit at least. So it's not really a map. It's more of a display. So you have your the target maps, the 3 dams, the Sorpa, the Ader, and the Muna. And then you have various flight stage boxes here, so you can, you start on the Dutch coast as you fly in, for example. Well, actually, you fly in from England, English coast, North Sea, Dutch coast, the Ruhr, the Weser. And then you've got a big display here for the various campaign phases. So this looks pretty interesting, and because it's solitaire, it makes it a relatively friendly thing to try and do a video on. So recently, or at least it seems recent, there's been actually a lot of action on this on YouTube. So check out other videos on Enemy Coast Ahead, and there's actually a recent, very well written review of it as well. I'm super interested in this. I'm actually probably a little more interested in the follow-up, which is going to be the Doolittle raid on Tokyo. Was that 43 as well, or was that 42? I don't remember. I do not know a ton about the Pacific War. So, but Enemy Coast Ahead looks neat. GMT Games, designer Jeremy White. Hopefully we'll be getting this to the table pretty soon. Stay tuned, because there is yet another dispatch coming, I am hoping, later this week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.